Minecraft's newest game drop has officially been revealed, bringing back the lost mob vote loser, the copper golem. Alongside it comes a few new copper uses, being copper chests and even copper tools and armor. While these are the features that have currently been revealed, the game drop still won't release for another few months. So that raises the question, what else could be introduced alongside this copper themed update? Well, I think there's actually a few predictions that can make quite a lot of sense. So far, there's 3 themes present among the new features, being mob vote losers, caves, and copper. First, taking a look at the theme of mob vote losers, I think there's an incredibly high chance we see the glare make its return in this drop. As with the copper golem being added, the glare is the only missing mob from that year's mob vote, so now would be a fitting time to add it. There's also been multiple teasers hinting at the glare coming, and both teasers for the copper golem and the video revealing the copper golem features. See, one teaser shows a player exploring a cave that has altering light levels without any torches being present, and at the end of the video revealing the copper golem, Lady Agnes questions if they place torches throughout the cave to make her way back, and you can hear an interesting noise play in the background that sounds like a new mob. How exactly does this hint at the glare's return? Well, the original function of the glare was to indicate different light levels in caves. Both of these teasers are related to lighting and in caves. However, similarly to the copper golem, I think the glare's function would actually be a bit overhauled to be a little more useful. My guess is the glare would serve as a light source that will follow you around, lighting up the cave as you explore without a need for torches. Another missing mob vote loser that would be fitting with this next drop is the Rascal. The Rascal was another mob vote loser that would be found in caves, and its function was for you to chase it until eventually you catch up to it, where it would then give you some form of item to help you mining, whether it was a pickaxe or a few torches or something along those lines. While unlike the glare, the Rascal hasn't explicitly been teased, it would make sense to come in an update themed around the mob vote losers and cave-centric features. So if we are to see another mob vote loser after the glare, I think the Rascal would be next in line. The tough golem is also another good guess for a runner-up, as while it doesn't fit the theme of caves or copper, it is the other losing golem, so they could choose to throw him in there too. As for his functionality, I actually don't think he needs an overhaul. While sure he's not actually useful, he's a golem I think would be really quite cool for builds and bringing them to life. If you didn't know what his function was basically you could give him items and he would walk around like a walking display stand. And also technically, maybe the tough golem can fit the caving theme, as tough is something you find underground, so you never know. But you know what else would be tough? If you help me out and hit that subscribe button and that like button real quick. You did it? Great, thanks. As for the other various mob vote losers, being mobs like the penguin and the crab, I would like to see them make their way to the game, but I don't see it being likely, as game drops tend to be a bit smaller, so I don't think they would add more than 3 new mobs in one drop. However, it is becoming evident that Mojang does want to slowly but surely eventually add all these losing mob vote and biome vote features. So do I think we could see these features overhauled and make their way to the game eventually? Yes. As of when, it could be in the drop after or in 2 years, but I do see them being added at some point, just not now. Moving on from the theme of mob vote losers, let's take a look at the theme of copper. Copper has been widely discussed as one of the most useless ores in the game, and while I always disagreed, as copper was meant to be used for building, the addition of the trial chamber made copper building blocks way easier to get in bulk, making mining the ore itself a bit less purposeful. This drop so far brings copper golems, copper tools, copper armor, and copper chests. I think it's likely we see copper get a few more uses in the drop as well, whether it's functional items or just more decorative blocks. This has already been somewhat confirmed through the addition of copper nuggets, as copper nuggets currently have no use besides being turned into a copper ingot, but if the only way to get copper nuggets is through a copper ingot, why would it just exist to craft them back into its original form? It just doesn't make sense. So I think copper ingots basically confirm we will be given more uses for it in the future. It could be similar to iron nuggets being used to craft copper lanterns and copper chains, which I think would be really cool. As for other copper decorative blocks, we already have so many, but I would like to see copper bars and pressure plates and items like that make their way to the game. Basically, copper variants of commonly used blocks we don't currently have yet. Copper is one of those items that I feel is just blatantly misunderstood when it comes to why it's in the game. It's meant for building, and with the unique function of oxidizing, it really adds a unique flair to the world that makes it feel lived in. Switching over to the new copper tools and armor real quick, I just want to say I hope they make these oxidize as they use durability. It doesn't change much, I just think it would be a nice touch. So copper, mob vote losers, and now the theme of caves. Listen, I'll keep it straight and say the chances of getting any major new features in caves is very slim, as with the common game drop size, I think the current features along alongside 1 or 2 other mob vote losers will be it for the full game drop. The drop is likely going to serve as the game drop for the fall, and I believe that as they did last year, they'll likely save the larger drop for the holiday season like they did with the Garden Awakens. So features like a new cave biome are very unlikely in my opinion, but it is fun to speculate just in case. So say the next few snapshots take a complete left turn and shift the full focus to caves, bringing a new biome underground. What could it be? Well, it could be basically anything, but the cave biomes I feel need to be added the most include some form of desert cave, maybe having a hostile centipede mob that shoots acid at you, or an icy cave that serves as a cold cave biome of the world. To make it unique, I think it would be cool if they gave it an Ice Age theme, having fossils be scattered throughout the cave or frozen behind a new form of see-through ice. Thirdly, the last cave I think we need is some form of volcanic cave, being filled with obsidian, lava, tiny volcanic structures, and geysers. These are just a few ideas off the top of my head, and obviously if a new biome were to be introduced, it would need to have more depth and features to justify its existence and give an incentive towards going, but these are just some of the blueprints I have laid out in my mind. So far, this game drop looks pretty promising. Even if we don't get much more than what we already have, I'll say I'm quite a big fan of bringing the Copper Golem back, and its new function is already so much better in my personal opinion than what was originally revealed. As more snapshots and betas continue to roll out, I think it's likely some of the features mentioned will be added, but we just have to wait and see. You never know either, they could do a complete 180 on us and do something super unexpected. Either way, I'm really excited to see what they have in store. But what do you think of this game drop's features so far? Which features from this video would you want to see make their way to the game most? Do you have any ideas of your own that would be fitting for this drop? I would love to hear your thoughts, so leave any you have down in the comments below. If you guys did enjoy this video whatsoever, a like would be greatly appreciated, as well as subscribing so you never miss out on another video just like this one. You'd also be helping me reach my goal of 20,000 subscribers, so thank you. Anyways, that's it for today guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.